What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today, we'll be talking about the most infamous tornado of all time, the Reno tornado from 2013. We're also going to be talking about the Moore tornado in 2013, also that happened before. So, how did this tornado become an EF2 to an EF5 monster, and it killed a bunch of people? Let's cut this out and let's get into this video. So grab your snacks, grab popcorn, and let's get into this. So let's start off with, how was this tornado formed? When did it happen? I don't know when did it happen though, when I searched on my local research, but it happened around 2013. So 2013 was like 2 years after the Joplin tornado, and every time in Oklahoma they would get a tornado at least once a week. So like I talked about with the Blackwell tornado in 1955, this tornado was the world's biggest tornado ever, well, according to the United States. It's the second because of the tri-state tornado, and the hottest one, I think, is Zimbabwe, I don't know for sure what that country is, but that's not the main point we're going to be talking about. During this El Reno tornado, everyone was wanting to see this tornado and go after for it, including me. If there was an El Reno tornado, man, I would be going after for it. And I made 2 videos. Kind of like one. It was called Twist X, like I was talking about. So, who was Twist X? It was like these people who would search after and storm chase a tornado. Now, since this was their big chance, they go for a tornado. Now, I'll be talking about their story, and just in case if we could recap of this. So basically, in the main story, what happened was that they were knowing that what direction. They didn't know what direction they were going. But at the last second, they figured out the tornado direction, and so they went that way. But when the tornado started getting closer and closer, they tried to escape and accidentally made a wrong turn, which led them behind Dan Robinson. And Dan Robinson managed to escape this tornado. And if we see the footage, we see that Twist X is driving as fast as he can behind. And after that, headlights come out. Now people were wondering, what's going on? What happened? Where's Twist X? Unfortunately, Twist X died because of this tornado. It sucked them up. They were driving and it sucked them up. And while the tornado was running, you could see a part of his headlight, Twist X's headlight, and neck. There was also another video of these 2 guys. I don't know what they were called. Well, they also went after for a tornado, but unfortunately didn't make it due to the fact of the wrong path of the tornado. So after when Twist X died, people were making a memorial for it, like where they died from. They would make a memorial, rest in peace. They would give them flowers. If I was there, I would give them flowers. I mean, they were really kind. I've seen people that would say, Twist X was a kind guy. When I met them, they were nice. He gave us, basically, it's kind of like an Adam Sandler thing. But we're going to get back to the thing. So when this tornado was formed, it first started off as an EF2. Now, EF2s are not as horrible. They can damage parts of your roof and maybe tear off a layer of it, but not bad, but it's also not good to be nearby one. You should always go into shelter. Even if it's an EF0, you should always go into shelter just in case, because you don't know an EF0 can turn into an EF5. So the El Reno tornado was basically an EF2. Now, since this tornado is a big ledge, if we would look inside of the tornado, it was a triplet. The reason why was there was one tornado another tornado, and a third tornado. Kind of like its small triangle if you connect the dots. Just spinning or rotating. And during that time, it showed the footage of the dead man walking tornado. Once again, it was basically the 1997 Gerald, Texas tornado. I mean, it wasn't as great as the Gerald tornado, but it was the dead man walking tornado. So after when this happened, after when these people died, they felt really bad, and this tornado was so strong. I mean, dang, it was the strongest one in Oklahoma. My bad, guys, because I'm just tired, because I'm recording this around like 10 p.m. So during this time, this tornado was going extremely crazy. I mean, the pathway of it is insane. Now, let's talk about the Moore tornado. So, since basically all the information I know about the Reno tornado was basically pretty much it, actually. That kind of sums up it. And we're not going to end the video just right now because we're kind of like 6 minutes in, so I feel like we shouldn't, end it right now. So instead, we're going to talk about 2 more tornadoes that, I mean, it didn't kill, like, famous people, but at least, killed someone. Let's talk about the Utah Salt Lake tornado. Utah Salt Lake tornado. I would be considering this one as an EF2. On August 24th, 1999, in downtown Salt Lake, during around a Saturday morning, a tornado started to form. Now, this tornado only lasted about 12 minutes, so it was a really bad one, to be honest. It wasn't like a cone-shaped tornado. It was just going, and that was it. What happened is, like, it was forming as, like, a little stovepipe and then destroyed a lot of stuff. It injured about 20 people and killed at least 1 person. And now, this tornado did do a lot of damage, and this would have cost them at least some money to fix it. Now, there's also more tornadoes to be talking about. For example, about the San Juan County tornado that happened last year in 2025. Since the winds were so bad, it literally made 2 tornadoes happen. One of them was an EF1, and one of them is a mystery tornado. I'm going to consider it as an EF0. It damaged about 3 houses, but luckily, no one was hurt. Then, we talk about the EF2 Utah fire tornado that happened around July. During that time, there was a wildfire in Utah when a guy was burning wheat and it went horribly wrong. So during that time, when there was basically an issue, there were firefighters who were seeing this tornado. Now, it really burned down a house, like just ripped off a roof, but it was really it. And they did get to see what was inside that tornado, so kind of cool. Now let's talk about the Colorado tornadoes. So actually, no, not Colorado. My bad. Sorry. Let's see here. Let's talk about a rare tornado happening. Now let's talk about the twin tornado. My bad. In Colorado. My bad. In Colorado, 2023, Eastern Plains, there was a twin tornado. Basically a normal twin tornado, but this one was crazy. You see, this tornado was a vortex. So there was one tornado, that was the EF3, one tornado was the EF2. They were spinning around in a circle. Until then, there was a little tornado line that literally made it as a H, which I think is pretty cool to see. Like seeing a H tornado, because if you see that line of a tornado, it would have been pretty cool. It's kind of like that. Now, the next tornado we're going to talk about happened, I say, I don't know the exact date, but hang on just a sec. I'm just going to rethink what happened. So, usually tornadoes can't happen around mountains. Now, mountains are the things that make tornadoes not appear, but sometimes they can get over. There was one time in Montana, an EF2, where a tornado was forming around a mountain. Now, mountains are easily, can destroy tornadoes, since a tornado can't just suck up everything in its path. It would have to go up, which would be decreasing the height of it, and eventually would die of a tornado. Now, people are going high technology of destroying the tornado and running everyone's chase, which is okay, but still not fun. It's also saving lives. So honestly, yeah, it was basically not a horrible tornado. Now let's talk about this tornado that happened recently last year. This one was a first tornado since 13 years ago. This was a dangerous one. This was nocturnal, called, you might be familiar of, Enderlin tornado. This tornado was the example of the nocturnal versus El Reno. This tornado was so bad that when a person was storm chasing it, it was hard to see it because there was not a lot of lightning. And when one of the pictures captured, it looked like the El Reno tornado, which is insane how it would basically happen. Now, basically, that's insane. Why don't we talk about one more tornado that I think is pretty nuts? Say hello to the... Hang on. Gotta think. What was it? Gotta think of it. Pause for 1 second and I will think about it. Listen. Okay, I think I know one tornado. And I'm not sure if I'm right or wrong. This one was called the Greensburg tornado. Now, this one was nocturnal tornado and happened before the El Reno one. This one was a EF5. It happened in 2007. Now, this one was obviously terrifying because of how it looked. And back what I was saying. Did it do massive damage? Absolutely. When people were storm chasing it, they would see that it was basically a big wedge. It's like a potato wedge. Think about that. Think about a normal potato wedge. Now look at that tornado. It literally looks like a potato wedge. Now, I think that's pretty much covering about some tornadoes, but at least it's helping this video go longer. Anyways, the video did get, unfortunately, canceled for May 6th. It was because the package arrived early, and when I checked it, it was a scam, and they gave me a fake card. So, I'm assuming on Sunday, we're probably going to go check and see if it is real or not. Because we do not know for sure because it was PSA graded. If it is for real, I'll inform you guys about an update. If not, I'm not probably going to make a video about it. But I probably just might not let you guys know about it. Anyways, that's pretty much it for the video. If you would like to see more about tornadoes or more Pokemon stuff, just like the video. That's all I'm asking. Anyways, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Surprise, Johnny!